Starting your own business is exciting, but the wrong moves can cost you time and money. Today, I'm going to share with you the 5 biggest mistakes people make when starting a small business. The first one is they get their tax structure wrong. If you get this wrong, it is very hard to fix or might be very costly to fix. So if you're in Australia, you have a few different options. You could be a sole trader, a partnership, you could use a trust, or you could use a company. It's going to differ obviously if you're in other countries, but no matter what, get the right advice here. The reason so many people get this wrong is they either don't get any advice or they get the wrong advice from the wrong people. So make sure you go and talk to someone who has dealt with similar people to you previously and is going to look at your overall picture. There's no point structuring this business this way and not telling everyone that you've got $1 million of assets here and you've got a business here and you own a property here. You've got to make sure that your structure works in with everything else you have to ensure that you're not only optimized from a legal protection point of view, but also from a tax point of view. Structuring is a little bit of guesswork because we don't know how much profit we're going to make. We don't know how big our business is going to be, but we want to do it off our best case scenarios and our best case predictions. We want to make sure that we're structured in the right way. So if this business does reach the goals that we've got, we've already got the right structure in place. The next one is no record keeping. It's crazy how many people I deal with as an accountant that come to me and don't have any record keeping method in place. They've been running businesses for 6 months, potentially even 6 years, and haven't addressed this major issue. You want to make sure you've got record keeping in place from day one. It is going to make your life a hell of a lot easier if you understand what I've got to track and how I'm going to track it. And this isn't just about tracking it from a tax point of view. You can use this information to help make decisions within your business. I am always running over different numbers within my business, looking at the vital KPIs to make decisions on what I do next. Now, how you do the record keeping is going to be up to you. I would highly recommend you do use something digital such as a spreadsheet, or even better, a software that allows you to have your bank feed linked and reconcile things on a daily basis and run the reports that suit you. My personal recommendation is Xero. There is a link in the description to this video where you can get an exclusive discount there. It is quite a good discount, so if you are going to sign up, I'd highly recommend you check that out. But no matter what you go with, make sure it is something that works for you and something you can stay consistent with. If you're unsure, have a chat to your accountant because they might have a recommended product that will allow you to work better with them. Now, before I get into the third tip, something else you can do to help better your small business is to sign up to my free newsletter. Every single week, I put out a newsletter and it's got a variety of either tax tips and business-related tips to help you get more out of your finances this year and beyond. I'd love for you to join. The link is in the description to this video. So the third one is hiring too slow. And what happens, a lot of people start up businesses because they're passionate about something and they want to grow something. And they get working and all of a sudden their time starts to become stretched. And they start to ask themselves, how am I going to do this? What you need to do is you need to train your brain into changing that question into who can help me achieve this? You need to start asking for help when needed. Eventually, you're going to reach capacity as your own time, so you're going to need to ask for extra help. Now, this could be in the form of full-time employees. You might get contractors in, freelancers, maybe it's part-time employees. It's going to vary depending on what the task is and where you are financially and where the business is at. But you're definitely going to want to bring more people in if you're wanting to grow a business. Now, obviously, we don't want to be silly and overspend in the early days and put ourselves in a real tough position. But what we want to do is identify the tasks that we are really good at doing and that we enjoy doing. Make sure we're doing more of those and less of the things that we don't enjoy doing or that we could easily get someone else in to do. Work out those tasks, replace those, then work on what you're doing now. And then until you get to the point where you're like, I'm at capacity again, or I'm reaching capacity, what do I give on next? And you keep working through that and you keep building and building and building until you have this layered business where you're doing the most high valued tasks that you really enjoy doing, and you've got team members that are helping support other areas of the business to ensure your business can consistently grow. The next one is not having a plan on how you're going to make profit. It sounds pretty silly, but a lot of people start businesses and don't really understand how they're ever going to become profitable. They go into something because they enjoy doing it and oh, this is going to be so much fun. And then when they get a few years down the track, they realize they're not really making much money. But they could have known this from day one. What you really want to understand is, what is your ideal income? How much money do you want to be taking out of this business to live on personally? And can this type of business actually support this? I do talk to people about this quite often and explain not every business can support every ideal level of income. If you want to make $100,000 a year personally, then you need to make sure you've got a business that can support a $100,000 wage going to you personally. So you want to work backwards and then work out, okay, what kind of profit margins can this industry support? How much revenue will I need to bring in? How much revenue am I currently doing? What is the gap and how am I going to solve that gap? What other costs could potentially go wrong within the business that I'm going to need to allow for? You really want to actually really crunch these numbers in the early days, especially if you're selling a product or a service that you're going to have other costs for. You want to know what are your margins going to be on that, because all of these things are going to play into working out what the final profit is, how much money you can actually take home yourself, and does this align with what your ideal numbers are? And the fifth one is thinking too small. Too many small business owners get stuck in a small business owner mindset and never go beyond this. When you're a small business owner, you don't want to think like a small business owner. You want to think like large businesses. You want to understand what makes the biggest business in the world tick. What can I implement from that into my business? How can I grow beyond where I currently am? This happens a lot of the time with small businesses going, I'm losing income because, all these online operators are taking my income. What my question to you is, why can't you become one of those online operators? Why can't you pivot into being the leader in your market? You want to think beyond just what you're currently doing, because what you're currently doing and your thoughts currently has got you to where you currently are, but it's not going to get you where you want to go. You want to start thinking like the people that are 5 years further down the track from you. What have they done to get to there, and how can you implement that into your business? And don't be afraid to look outside of your niche or your industry. Look at what's working in other industries. What are they doing there? And how could you put your own twist on that in your industry? And that could be the time where you could innovate by bringing something that someone else is doing into your industry and really reinventing the wheel for your industry. If you address these 5 areas, you will be well on your way to having a successful small business. Something else you can do is watch this upcoming video I've got. I made a video all about how you can make 2025 your most profitable year yet. I'd love to see you over there, and I thank you for watching this one.